Hello everyone, welcome into the Bucs franchise. This is LDJ11, and we're going to finish up Season 1. We're taking on the Packers to begin this episode. This right here is just basically the assistant GM saying we'd like to play spoiler for the Packers, and of course we say, yeah, we think we can beat the Packers, we want to do that. So we're going to do some upgrades before we jump in and show you the final box score of this game. Tui Pelotu's up first. We decide to upgrade his power rusher. We get two things, and it's 2 power moves and 1 tackle. That's pretty good. Next up's Clayton Tune. We go with the scrambler upgrade for him. It's about the only way he can survive. He got +2 throwing to run, +1 accuracy short, so that was pretty good. We also had a roster spot open, so I decided to go ahead and sign Grant Stewart back to the Buccaneers. He was Mr. Irrelevant a few years ago for him, and he was on the Colts practice squad, so I figured why not bring him back and let's see what he can do. Maybe we can develop him. And this right here is our final score against the Packers, 33-13. I jumped in at this point just because I want to show off that I do play these games. I just can't show every game anymore due to the fact that Madden 24 is going to be coming up and I need to speed this up. As we take a look at the box score, Green Bay had 414 yards of offense to our 268. We also had 3 turnovers and Green Bay had none. Time of possession just went slightly to Green Bay at 28-25, to the rest 23 and some change being ours. Now we're going to scroll through and show off the player stats. Clayton Tune was okay today. He had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. You know, he's just not that good, and honestly I think this right here was his final game starting. I decided to bench him and go with Kyle Trask for the last 2 games, so it just made sense. It was time to move on from him. It hadn't worked. He's a young guy, but it's not working, and I think at this point we're just hindering his development. It's been a little sad to see that happen, but it's what had to happen. Will Levis, though, for Green Bay was dominant. He threw 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was awesome. I didn't think he'd be that good. In real life, I'm not a big Will Levis guy, so I don't think he'll be that good, but he did awesome in this game against us, so you got to give him credit. He was player of the game for the Packers. This one just was a frustrating loss. We couldn't come through and we needed to, so, you know, it happens. We dropped our record on the season down 2-13 on the season, which is pretty bad, and it locks us up pretty much for the #1 overall pick, which is good. You know, it's great to see 5 quarterbacks in a first-round draft class, and we have the top choice of them all, so we'll take that. Next thing we're going to do is upgrade Brian Branch following that game. We decide to upgrade his hybrid, which is his top skill set. So we end up getting 4 upgrades for him: 1 awareness, 1 man coverage, 2 tackle, and 1 zone coverage. We'll take that. That's a great upgrade for Brian Branch. Our first-round pick hasn't disappointed, so as we move into the next week, you can see we take on the 6-9 Minnesota Vikings. They are actually slightly better than us. As we look at the injury report, Kyler Fackrell is the only one out. He's on IR. Vikings are totally healthy. Here's how the playoff standings sit. The Bills and Eagles are the top seeds, and some interesting things. Right now, the Chiefs are a wild card team. That shocked me a little bit. The Las Vegas Raiders are a 3 seed. That was surprising. Now we head to Minnesota, and you can see we actually pulled off this upset with Kyle Trask at quarterback. We won 45-42 over Minnesota. This was a shootout, and it was a ton of offense. 464 yards for the Vikings. We only had 334. However, we put 100 yards on the ground and 234 yards through the air, and we had some good kick return yards, punt return yards, but the big thing is we took the ball away from them 2 times and we never turned it over, and we actually had control of this game with the time of possession. It was awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some stats for our players. Kyle Trask finished 22-34, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That's a 64% completion percentage and a 114 QB rating. One of our best all season long, and we really didn't get a whole lot of help on the ground. They struggled a little bit. Mike Evans came up big with 6 catches, 108 yards and a touchdown. And then if you look at the defense, I mean, Levante David did good for us. We had 2 TFLs for a bunch of guys and 1 TFL for a couple more. It was a good day for our defense. Sacks, we had 1 for Ricks, half of 1 for Tui Pelotu, Tryon, Shoyinka, and Barrett. And then our interceptions were 0, so we ended up getting 2 fumble recoveries in this one, which is shocking. I did not expect that. I figured we'd be able to pick off Kirk Cousins, but he played well, and honestly their receivers were awesome. We couldn't stop Justin Jefferson or KJ Osborne. They combined for well over 200 yards, close to 304 touchdowns. It was a fantastic day for them, and I mean, Kirk threw 6 touchdown passes in this game without turning it over through the air, so you got to give him credit. He did fumble it a couple times on the ground though, so that's what helped us get back and be able to win this game. It was awesome though. It was a fun game, and I was really happy to see our offense take off and our passing game finally do well, and we were able to eat that W, get 1,000 XP and 5 morale, which is important. However, we lost Vita Vea and Tristan Hill for the season in that game. I mean, we only have 1 game left, so it's not a big deal, and we're getting ready to prepare to take on the Bears. Once again, they want us to take on Spoiler to get a boost. We'll see what we can do. We're going to sign a few players to take their spot. The first one is Chris Rodriguez, a running back. He's out of Kentucky, and I think he'll be able to make an impact. We signed him from the Raiders practice squad, and then I signed Justin Shorter from the Saints practice squad. squad. However, I didn't realize he was hurt until after I got him. So once I did realize he was hurt, I just put him on IR, and I went ahead and signed Brady Breeze instead to play safety for us and add a little bit of depth there. He is from the Chiefs practice squad, so I think he'll be able to help us out a little bit. And then with that 1,000 points upgrade, we have a huge amount of players to upgrade, so we're going to get into that. Antoine Winfield Jr. is up first, and his zone was upgraded. He got awareness, pursuit, tackle. That's good. Next up's AJ Dillon. He got 2 to his power back. That's awareness and carrying. Russell Gage follows him up. He got 4 ratings. He's up to a 78 overall. He got catching, medium, and short route running. Our kicker, Jake Moody, got accuracy upgraded. He got +2 kick accuracy from this. That's a pretty good upgrade for him. I'm happy to see that. Next up's Keyshawn Vaughn. We decided to go elusive back with him just to try to make him a little bit better. He's up to a 73 overall. He got agility, ball carrier vision, and a few others. Next up's Verone McKinley III. We went zone upgrade. He got +1 zone on him. That's good. With Carson Wentz, we decided to go ahead and upgrade his scrambler as well. He got +1 throw power, so that's nice. Tight end Ko Kieft, we went ahead and upgraded his blocking. He got +1 awareness. He also got +2 to his run blocking in general. That's good. We'll take that. Next up's Chris Rodriguez Jr., our new signing from the Raiders. We changed his number. He's not going to wear number 16. He gets +2 trucking when we go for his power upgrade. KJ Britt's next on our list, a middle linebacker who's a backup. He got his zone coverage upgraded and his man coverage. We like to see that. Grant Stewart, who we just signed in this episode as well. We went with run stopper. He got +3 block shedding. That's huge. And then Kyle Trask, who kind of broke out in our last game. We went with the field general upgrade. He got +3 throw accuracy short and +1 throw accuracy deep. You'll love to see that. So now we look at the updated playoff picture, and you can see it's still the Bills and the Eagles. However, the Chiefs are up to number 2 and the Raiders dropped to number 5. So that's a new change. On the other side, not much has changed. That looks like it's pretty much identical and almost set in stone. The Bears are the 2 seed as we're going to receive the opening kickoff wearing our creamsicles in this one. I am excited to finally show them off. I haven't done it this year, and I meant to do it at home, but I decided not to show our last home game. So that was kind of a mistake on my behalf. As you look at Kyle Trask's stats as he comes out onto the field for his first drive of the game, that's a good start. And Chris Rodriguez is going to start in the backfield for us. And look at this opening carry. He trucks a guy. That's a big rush to open up his career with the Bucs. That's a 23-yard carry from Chris Rodriguez Jr. As we decided to start him, and you look at our starting lineup, he's new in our starting lineup this week. And, you know, we got our tackles back, which is good. Everything else is basically the same, but we decided to go ahead and start him. We just wanted to see what we had. So that way I knew whether I wanted to build around him or not. Rashad White comes in the gun, and he gets a carry, bringing up a 3rd and 6 now for the Bucs. Trask looking to throw it. That one gets swatted down, so this drive comes to an end. And we're going to attempt a long field goal, and we drill it. That's from 59 yards out. Jake Moody hit it. We're up 3-0 as Justin Fields takes the field. He's had a pretty good year so far himself. You'd like to see them yards up a little bit, but that's okay, as they're going to send Khalil Herbert in motion, and it looks like they're going to go to David Montgomery to open this game up, and he gets stuffed in the backfield, bringing up a 2nd and 10. Now we're going to take a look at our defensive starting lineup, and this right here is basically what you'd expect, except for PJ Mustipher starting in the middle for Vita Vea. Fields is in the gun looking to pass this one, and he finds Cole Kmet down underneath. That's going to be a 1st down for the Bears. That's a solid play to open Justin Fields' day through the air. He's in the gun by himself this time looking to pass, and he's going to step up, and it looks like he's going to tuck it and run and slide down in front of Brian Branch, setting up a 2nd and 4 that he pulls it on a read option, and Logan Hall gets him to the ground with the help of Joe Tryon-Shoyinka for this defense. Big 3rd and 6 here. Fields feeling the pressure, and he goes down. He gets sacked. That's Tui Pelotu bringing him down as we look at the NFC playoff picture. It's pretty surprising to see 4 teams still in the hunt this late in the season, so it's going to be a wild weekend to finish off this regular season as Trask gets taken down for a sack. You can see him trying to break out of that. However, 4 Bears were able to get him down. We go to Chris Rodriguez on the next play, and he's going to fight ahead and pick up 7 yards. That's setting up a 3rd and 8 for Trask. He's trying to throw it, and he has a man wide open. That's Russell Gage out to the 41-yard line. Buccaneers with the 1st down. Trask by himself in the backfield, throwing it quick to Mike Evans, who just drops it. And that was actually Isaiah Zuber, not Evans. Let me correct that. As we go to Chris Rodriguez on the next play, and he picks up 4. That's going to set up a 3rd and 6, and we run play action, looking to fire it deep with Kyle Trask, and he goes for 1-on-1. However, that gets swatted down and nearly picked off. So the Bears take over, and Fields is going to open up in the gun and throw it quick out there, and we almost take it back with Brian Branch. 3rd and 10 now. Fields by himself in the backfield looking to throw it, and he's going to tuck, and he's going to be forced to run it, and he slides down instead of fighting for the 1st down. So they are forced to punt it back to the Buccaneers. On 2nd and 8 though, you can see Trask go deep, and he threw an interception. That was just a boneheaded decision. That's Jason Verrett getting the interception for the Bears. I don't know what Kyle was stinking on that one. Fields in the gun by himself again, throwing it quick out there. That's Cole Kmet getting another catch. He's been pretty consistent for the Bears so far, as they've been running almost like a spread offense with 5 wide receivers, setting up a 3rd and 2 for Fields. After that short completion, he throws it across his body, and that should have been a pick 6 by Carlton Davis. We'll get the ball back, but we should add points on the board right there. Rodriguez gets the carry, and he gets stuffed up pretty quick, only picking up 2. On 2nd down, we go right back to him, and that's a solid carry. However, he could have had a few more if he'd have stayed slightly inside. So on 3rd and 4, Trask gets hit just as he releases it. That's going to be another punt back to the Chicago Bears. There's been a whole lot of that in the first quarter so far as the Bears take back over. And Montgomery makes a short catch. He ends up losing a yard though on that quick little flip out there to him as it ends the first quarter. 3-0 Bucks leading in this one. We'll have to see how the rest of the way goes. David Montgomery though is stuffed to begin the second quarter, losing 2 more, setting up a 3rd and 13 for Justin Fields. And he's feeling the pressure and chucks it up deep, and that gets swatted down by Antoine Winfield Jr. That gives the Bucks the ball back, and look at Chris Rodriguez's stats so far. That is impressive. It's fair to say that he'll probably get another chance next year to make an impact, as Deontay Foreman runs tough on that one, picking up 9, setting up a 2nd and 1, and Rodriguez checks back into the game, and this time he gets hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he cannot quite pick up the first down. So on 3rd and inches, we look to throw it, and Mike Evans drops that. That should have been a first down, and an easy one at that. So the Bears are going to take back over here as Fields fires down the middle of the field to Cole Kmet, and he takes it out to midfield with a big reception right there. Fields again looking to pass. This time it's 2nd and 8 though, and he finds Darnell Mooney for a first down to the 36-yard line. This time on 1st down, it looks like they're throwing a screen, and there was nothing there for David Montgomery on that one. However, on the next play, he'll get a carry, and he has a crease. He's going to pick up almost a first down, setting up a 3rd and inches as Tevin Jenkins gets shaken up on that play. Let's see what the Bears can do on 3rd down here. They hand it to Montgomery, and he is just barely going to pick up that first down. Logan Hall couldn't get to him in time. Fields is standing in the backfield with nobody beside him. He's going to tuck and run right up the middle. That's a first down and more. He's going to go all the way down to the 2-yard line. What a big play for the Chicago Bears. 1st and goal now. Fields looking to throw it, and he gets into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown to Chase Claypool. Bears take a 7-3 lead here midway through the second quarter as the Bucks take over, and Trask is in the drop back game looking to throw it, and he throws it in a reckless spot. There was 4 Bears there. This is 3rd and 10 here, and they just hand it off to Rashad White. That's kind of a weird decision. You don't love that one. And it clearly didn't work out for the Bucks as they punted it back to the Bears. They're going to send their tight end in motion here over to the right. Fields is going to just hand it to Montgomery. He had a little bit of space, but he couldn't hit the gas in time. This is a big 3rd and 8 as Fields is on the move. He gets hit as he releases it. That's going to be an incompletion. Bucks will get the ball back as they are punting it away. Isaiah Zuber's back there to return it, and Matt Arias punting it away. Zuber's going to take it from about the 14-yard line. He has a little bit of space, but he fumbles the ball, and Khalil Herbert picks it up. He breaks 2 tackles and goes in for 6. That's going to end up being a touchdown for the Bears. I don't show special teams very often because they usually are pretty boring plays, so when something happens and I show them off, you know it's a big play. And it's now a 14-3 Bears lead. That was a huge play as Chris Rodriguez gets a first down on a nice little carry right there. He's been a very solid pickup, and I know it's only a 1-game showcase, but I look forward to using him next season as Trask gets hit and goes down. That's Cleveland Farrell making the sack, setting up a 3rd and 20 for the Buccaneers, and they just throw it underneath, and Trask missed Chris Godwin. So we're forced to punt it back, and the Bears with a nice lead almost threw a pick, but Levante David couldn't hold on there. It's 2nd and 10, and Fields throws it quick. That's a completion to Chase Claypool. He only goes for 4 though. So it's 3rd and 6. Bears need to get this first down, and they cannot do it. So we take over with a 1:30 left before halftime. This is a great situation to be able to maybe get some points on the board and close the gap a little bit before we head into halftime, especially since the Bears get the ball to open up the second half. We find Isaiah Zuber right there on the sideline, so it's 1st and 10. Trask looking to throw. He finds a wide open Mike Evans. That's another first down, and he's just across the 50-yard line to the 49. That's a good play. Trask again in the gun looking. He throws it underneath. That's a completion to Evans. That doesn't go for so much, so we use a timeout following that one. Trask in the gun by himself, and he's looking to throw it here. As you'd expect, he checks it down underneath. That's Chris Godwin with another good play. We're down to the 29, which means we're at least in field goal goal position. We use another timeout there. Trask is standing in the pocket. He seems to have all day, and he throws it down the field. That's Cade Otton down to the 2-yard line, and we call another one. We are in prime position to get a couple shots at the end zone, and on the first try, we get in. Touchdown, Chris Godwin. That's going to make this score 14-10. That is a huge moment in this game, and as you can see, we missed the extra point. I set us up for that one. It ends up being a 14-9 game heading into halftime. I don't know what happened there. We just missed it. I thought I hit the button. Apparently, I didn't hit it in time. So we have more yards than Chicago. However, Chicago holds the lead due to that fumble return touchdown. And, you know, it's kind of been one of them games for the Bucs. It looks like we should be in control, but somehow we're losing. It's kind of what we're good at this point, and I don't understand it. And one of the weirdest stats ever, we have exactly the same amount of possession time heading into halftime. So that was a weird one. You don't see that very often. And as I said, the Bears get the ball to open the second half. Khalil Herbert just takes a knee. Let's see what Fields and company can do. We're hoping we can get a quick stop and maybe another quick score as Fields is looking to pass it. He's going to roll out to the right, throw it back across his body, and that's Chase Claypool coming down with it, down to the 44-yard line, and a huge play for Chicago to open the second half. They're going to send a man in motion here. That's Darnell Mooney. Fields throws it quick, and that's Chase Claypool coming down with it in tight coverage, and he is able to break tackle ability to be able to get down to the 28-yard line, and Fields pulls it on a read option, and two guys dive and can't get to him. He's all the way down to the 12-yard line. They're moving quick on this drive. Again, another read option that Fields pulls. However, Antoine Winfield Jr. is able to get to him and pull him down at the 10. Now it's 2nd and 8. Fields again in the gun. He's been there all day. He's on the move. He throws it towards the end zone, but this time it's just out of bounds. Nobody can get to it. So a big third down for this Bucs defense, and we get the stop. David Montgomery gets taken down by Levante David. He reads that perfectly, and this field goal is up and good. Chicago's going to take a 17-9 lead. However, if we get a touchdown to 2-point conversion, this one will be tied up as Chris Rodriguez gets the carry for 3 yards to open up the Bucs drive. We're going to run play action, and Trask throws it quick out there. That's Cam Brate coming down with it, and a big first down to the 34-yard line. That's important for the Bucs to start stringing these plays together and get some drives going. We need to win this one just to try to get some positive momentum going in next season. It's 3rd and 6 here. Trask looking to throw. He throws it into coverage. That's swatted down in a 4th down, so we are forced to punt it back to the Bears, and Fields takes over and hits Cole Kmet for an immediate first down to begin this drive. As Fields is in the gun, he's going to hand it to Montgomery. He gets stuffed for a no gain. I thought it was going to be a loss. So on 2nd and 10, they're going to throw another screen. That's David Montgomery. However, he gets tracked down and only picks up 5. So this is a big 3rd and 5 for Justin Fields and the Bears. He's in the pocket throwing it, and that's a wide open man right there all the way across midfield. That's down to about the 42-yard line as Montgomery gets the carry and picks up 7 more on that play. This Bears offense isn't the most explosive, but they seem to be consistent enough, and that must be how they're able to hold the 2 seed in the NFC. It's just like their defense is good and their offense just does enough as Fields goes down on 3rd down right there. That's a sack, so they are forced to punt it back to the Buccaneers, and A.J. Dillon finally gets his first carry of the day, and that only goes for 1 yard. So on 2nd down, we bring in Keyshawn Vaughn for a carry, and he's going to end up taking that one for about an 8-yard pickup or so. Keyshawn Vaughn still in the game. Trask throws it quick. That's Chris Godwin coming down with it, and a big first down out to the 30-yard line with a 15-yard pickup. Trask again looking to throw. He throws it down the seam, and again Mike Evans drops that. I don't know what's going on with him today. Chris Rodriguez is checking into the game and takes that carry for a 3-yard pickup, bringing up a 3rd and 7 for the Bucs, and they get the first down to Cade Otton. They're out to the 47-yard line. They're keeping this drive alive. Honestly, this game don't mean that much. It's just wanting the momentum that comes with a win to end your season. Chris Rodriguez takes that for a 1-yard pickup as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. We're heading into the 4th quarter trailing by 8. We are in prime position to try to get it as we go on 3rd and 8 down the middle to Chris Godwin, and he makes the tough catch. That's a big first down all the way to the 27-yard line. Kyle Trask then finds a wide open Cade Otton, and he's going to take that down to the 15. The Bucs are on the move here. They just need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion as Trask goes to the end zone, and Evans couldn't get his feet down. That's a big stop, so it's 3rd and 8, and Trask looking to throw again, and he throws it into coverage. He had Cade Otton open across the middle, and he just missed him, so we're forced to settle for 3, and we hit it, making this score 17-12 with 10.5 minutes left in this one. Bears are going to take over, and our defense needs to stop them here. Fields is on the move again, and he gets around Shaq Barrett and ends up getting sacked anyway, but that could have been a bigger loss had Shaq Barrett been able to get to him. However, Fields pulls it on the read option, and that's a first down. He's out to the 43 40-yard line. He has 7 rushes for 69 yards today. He's been great on the ground, just like he was in real life, as he pulls another one, and he has a huge play here all the way down to about the 30-yard line. 2nd and 12 now for Fields, and he tucks the run again, and this time we take him down. Eli Ricks with the sack there. That's a big play for us, setting up a 3rd and 18 for the Bears. 2 backs in the backfield next to Fields on this one. They're both pass protecting, so he has all day, and he goes down the field. That's Chase Claypool coming down with it, and he's at the 9-yard line. What a huge play by the Bears, and what a smart decision to keep backs in the backfield in order to be able to block for Fields. He hits Kenny Golladay there, bringing him down to the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal, and they're going to hand it to Montgomery. He gets stuffed up and has nowhere to go. He picks up just 2. So this is 3rd and goal for the Bears, and they go to the end zone, and that is incomplete. Chase Claypool couldn't hold on to that one, so they end up being forced to settle for 3, and it is good. So they make this score 20-12 as the Bucs take over. We're back down by just 8 in this one. We need a touchdown on this drive, and that pass was dropped to open this one up. So we go to Chris Rodriguez on the 2nd play of the drive. That's going to be a solid pickup of probably 9. That's a good play right there. So on 3rd and 1, we hand it to Rodriguez, and he gets another 1st down. He's out to the 31-yard line. That's a solid way to begin it here. Trask looking to throw, and he has an open man. That's Mike Evans. He's fighting ahead out to the 41-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and inches for Chris Rodriguez, and he gets hit and stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but they call that a 1st down, so we'll take it. Trask looking to throw down the middle, and that's Evans coming down with a tight coverage catch at the 40-yard line. That's a big play right there, setting us up with a 1st down as we go to Chris Rodriguez to open up this part of the drive, and that is going to be a 5-yard pickup. He's been solid for us today. We're looking for Rashad White on a screen, however, it's covered, and Trask takes the sack instead of throwing it away, so it's now 3rd and 17 for the Bucs. However, they get it to Russell Gage, and he takes it all the way down to the 31-yard line. There's only a minute 27 left in this one, so this is a huge 4th and 1, and Rodriguez gets stuffed. We couldn't get the 1st down. The Bears are going to get the ball back. So this right here means we need a stop on this drive, and look at that. David Montgomery takes it for a 1st down. This one's going to be over. The Bears are going to take a knee. They win this game 20-12. What a finish. This right here was actually a really good game, and I'm glad I showed it off. The Minnesota game would have probably been a little bit more fun for you guys to watch, but honestly, I didn't start recording that one until I was halfway through it, and then I decided, you know what, I don't want to do 2 half games or a game and a half showing off, so I just went ahead and showed the Bears game like I planned. I'll say in the future, I'm probably gonna make sure that I record every game that I play so I can choose the best game out of the sequence of games I want to show. And I gotta give a shout out as we're looking at stats here. Chris Rodriguez played amazing for us, and I actually really liked the way he felt, so I think he could get some carries for us next season and maybe make a little bit of an impact. We'll have to see. We didn't get any interceptions, but we had some big plays with a lot of sacks on defense. Justin Fields wasn't great, but he didn't need to be. He's just solid. You add in his stats on the ground, and that's what makes up for it and what makes the Bears offense go. They really rely upon this defense making big plays and doing the right things to make sure that their offense doesn't have to do too much. They got 2 sacks in this one and a pick by Jason Verrett, and that's all they needed, along with that fumble recovery touchdown, and that was enough to beat us to finish out this season, and that should secure them in the 2 seed at minimum. They were really good this year, and you got to give them some credit. We hope that maybe next year we're competing with the Bears and some of these teams for a playoff spot. It's been kind of frustrating to have this be our first season, but that's okay. We knew we were in for a bit of a rebuild, and now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings for the NFL playoffs. The Eagles and the Bills did end up securing the 1 seeds. The 2 in the NFC went to the Bears, Falcons at 3, Rams at 4, 5 is the Lions, 6 Packers, 7 Washington. That was a pretty strong playoff field out of the NFC. They had a lot of tight battles to be able to get in. Now looking at the AFC, you had the Chiefs end up as the 2 seed, the 3 ended up going to the Bengals, 4 the Titans, not that shocking, 5 was the Raiders, which does shock me a little bit, 6 was the Ravens, and then 7 was the Cleveland Browns. So, you know, the AFC's got a pretty good field as well. Their battle wasn't quite as tight though coming down to the end. This was pretty much already decided for them. So we'll have to see who can win it all, and drop your predictions below in the comments. I can't predict because I already know what happens, but you guys go ahead and drop your predictions below. Now, in the background for the rest of this episode, you're going to see just stats stats for players on our team and then for the NFL as a whole. I wanted to show that off, so that's what you guys will see in the background. We're going to spend the rest of this episode just talking a little bit about the team and kind of my vision and what I want to see happen this offseason. So we're going to start at the quarterback position. As everybody can probably predict, it's going to be a complete makeover at quarterback. With the number 1 overall pick, I am taking somebody new. There's 5 quarterbacks currently projected to go in the top 5, and I'm taking one of them. There's no question about it. I'm just not totally sure what direction I want to go yet, because I do like the idea of having somebody with a little bit of mobility. However, the guy I think's the top one in this class doesn't have a lot of mobility, and that's Bruce Siemba. He is basically a pure pocket passer. The only thing I don't love about him is he doesn't have the strongest arm. He's not considered elite or anything like that in arm strength, so I'm a little worried about that, but I think he's the top choice. And then if I look at mobile guys, it comes down to Kevin Trujillo out of Michigan. He's on the shorter side. He's kind of like Kyler Murray, but he's fast, and he's a quarterback that can move and throw the ball, so it's one of them two. I'm just worried about the size of Kevin Trujillo and the fact that I haven't had a lot of luck with like Clayton Tune, so I kind of feel like I need a guy who's accurate with the ball in order to be able to be at my best. Like, you look at Kyle Trask, he isn't great, but his accuracy was pretty good compared to where Clayton Tune was. His overall was higher, but that was due to his athleticism, and I just did better with Kyle Trask than what I could do with Clayton Tune, and I don't know why. So that's part of why I'm leaning Bruce Siemba, but we have time to figure that out. And now, taking a look at the halfback position, that is going to be something I'm not sure yet about. We're going to keep around Rachaad White, of course, and Chris Rodriguez. And then from there, I think I need to add somebody to it. But we'll have to see what happens. I completely missed on my trade for A.J. Dillon. That didn't work at all. I really thought he was going to work out. But, you know, not every move's the right move. Receiving-wise, we're pretty good there. I might add a receiver in the draft. There's a guy I like that kind of might help replace a Mike Evans skill set later on because he's getting a little bit older. We'll see if I end up with him or not. But receiver is pretty good. Tight end, I'm going to keep developing K-Dot, and I think he gives us a good chance going forward. So we'll see. Maybe a veteran. If there's a really good veteran, I might try to go after him, but we'll see. And then looking at the O-line as a whole, our tackles are pretty good. Our center is very good. However, we need help at guard. So I expect to spend draft capital to be able to get guards and improve us on the interior of the offensive line. I don't think we'll go the veteran route, but I think draft picks are the way to go. Now on defense, I'm pretty happy, of course, with Vita Vea. He's great. As far as our edge rushers go, we might need a little bit of help there. Shaq Barrett's getting older, and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka hasn't been that great, so that's a spot I might look to add. As far as linebacker goes, we should add one. Levante David's getting older, and I really need help there with off-ball linebackers, so just in the future, I plan on trying to keep Levante David around if I can, so that's a future look ahead, maybe like a 3rd, 4th round pick type of guy. And then at corner, we're pretty good. I don't anticipate adding anybody at corner. I think that's a spot where we can develop what we have, and we can go ahead and be happy with that going into the future. And then at safety, we might need to add another safety. Of course, Antoine Winfield Jr. is great, but opposite of him, I feel like we could use a little bit of help. Brian Branch is young and developing, but on occasion, I'm thinking about dropping Winfield down into the slot, so that means I'd need somebody to be able to step in for him so I can do that. We'll have to see if that's what ends up happening, but that's kind of my thought right now heading into the offseason. We do have Eli Ricks playing the slot, but it's just the fact that if an injury happens at corner, I want the ability to move either Branch or Winfield Jr. down into the slot because I think they're my next best bet, and then have somebody step in for them at safety. Now, the last position I need to talk about is a position where I think I need the most help, and that's our 3-tech positions. That is where we had Tristan Hill, Logan Hall, Tui Pelotu playing. I think we need a lot of help there. We'll have to see though. This is LDJ11. Thank you for watching this season. Please like and subscribe. The next episode is going to be playoffs and maybe some of the offseason. However, the offseason will be split into 2 parts. Just remember that. Have a great day. I'm out.
There's something that'll have what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.